Hi guys, welcome back. It's June of 2023. I'm going to give you a quick little garden tour and update on what's been going on. Alright, so this first bed is all garlic. I don't know if you can see, but we have garlic scapes. I picked a handful a couple days ago. I'm probably going to have to pick some more today. But those are the scapes. They come right out of the center of the stalk of the plant. So if you look at this one, if we can get in here, you can see that's the trunk of the garlic, and it comes up, and then out of the center comes the scape, and this turns into a flower, and that's where the seeds come from. So those are all looking really, really good, right on schedule. I usually plant my garlic in mid to late October and harvest. Typically I harvest around 4th of July. I might be a few weeks off this year, but I'm not sure. We'll see. It's going to be right around that time. So over here, I have pepper plant here in the corner, another one next to it, and then a tomato plant here that we bought. Oh, that's a Cherokee purple tomato. I have my kale that overwintered, came back, and now it's flowered. Usually, once you get some warmer temperatures, kale or your greens will start flowering. They'll go to seed. I have been thinking maybe I might try and save some seed this year. I've never really had too much experience saving seed unless it's something easy like a green bean. So we'll see. I might try and see if I can do that this year. But it looks like I would have tons of kale seeds if I did that. We have some sugar snap peas. This one, I only have the one plant. I think I ripped out the other one that I had growing there. I think when it first started, I thought it was a weed and accidentally pulled it out. But we do have more over here. There's a whole bunch. I picked a few sugar snap peas a couple days ago. There's probably a couple more I could grab today. I did just plant some green beans in this section right here. There is a random onion. And then this half of the bed is bulbing onions. There are some volunteer potato plants. That's what you see, like right here, here, there. I must have just missed some small potatoes last year because that's what I had growing in this section. But that's fine by me. I'll take free potatoes. Over here we have more sugar snap peas. This one lonely tomato plant. And I don't remember what that one was. I don't know what that one was. And then we have onions. All of these bunches are all celery. And then over here we have more onions, celery, oregano that overwintered. This is Italian oregano. We have more celery coming around, a whole bunch of celery everywhere, and then more onion bulbs. And then the last bed over here, more pepper plants. This one is a sweet pepper. I have one down there. That is a sweet pepper. And I must have put the hot peppers. Those are over in that other bed. And then I did buy red beef steak tomato right here. And I believe it's the same thing right here. I don't have a tag for that, so I'm not sure what it is. We bought that at a nursery. But then these two, this one and this one, are from last year. They just came back on their own. So these are volunteer tomato plants from last year's tomatoes. Have no idea what they could possibly be. I had a bunch of different varieties in this bed, so I guess we'll see how that works out. And I thought I do have one volunteer, but it's really small. There's a couple right in this corner of tomato plants, but we'll see how those turn out. So what's going on and what's going to be happening? So this year, in April, on April 14th, we had a house fire. It was pretty much contained to the kitchen, but it destroyed the entire kitchen, and the smoke destroyed the entire house. So yes, I'm at my house right now. It's behind me, but it's not livable. So there's no power or running water here, so it's been difficult to maintain a garden if you don't have water and it's not really raining. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I do still have, obviously, like what I showed, my garlic and my onions and stuff. Anything that overwintered from last year seems to be doing well. Like a couple weeks before the fire, you'll see some clips, short little videos of the raised beds that are up here, next to where I'm sitting. These raised beds I planted from seed probably maybe like 2-3 weeks, I'd say, before the fire. Maybe even a little bit more than that. I'm not 100% certain. So those are doing okay. And they're spring crops, so they typically don't need all that much attention, really. They do well on their own. But I did have in the basement, I had a bunch of tomato and pepper plants, probably at least 200 tomato plants, and I'd say probably about 100 pepper plants that were down in the basement, along with my onions and celery and some different herbs that I had started. So when the fire happened, the next day I came back to the house and I took all the started plants, put them outside. It was still pretty cold out. I'm pretty sure it snowed a couple times after the house fire. Not where we got like a ton of snow, but it still snowed, and it was pretty cold. So at that point, I just figured I would leave the plants outside and see if they lived or not. It wasn't really going to be any more of a loss if I tried sticking them outside. And they did really well for close to a month or so. And then we had a really bad frost just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, probably a couple weeks ago. It was just before Memorial Weekend, I want to say. But that's pretty much what took everything out. They lasted all the way from April 15th until just a couple weeks ago, when it should have been in the clear at that point, but apparently that wasn't the case. So most of those plants all died. I did have probably like 3 or 4 pepper plants that still were green, so I didn't pull them out. I just left them. I'll see what's going to happen with those, see if they do anything. All the tomatoes were completely ruined. So yeah, I do have some tomato plants and pepper plants now that I bought from a nursery. I'm going to see how those do. Hopefully we get some rain, or I can figure out a cheaper, easier solution as far as watering. I might just have to haul water or something along those lines. But yeah, so that's the garden. Not sure if I'll get many videos up this season. but we will see. All right, guys. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.